welcome back to the RC barn. It's going to be a real short video today. We're going to do a little experimenting before I get back onto Mark's Ultra Stick and do the wing over there. So anyways, let me show you what I got going on. A little backstory. I was watching Cliff Harvey RC airplanes, or Cliff Harvey RC I think is his name of his channel, this morning, and he was doing leading edge sheeting on a glider that he's building, and he used some white glue. He didn't specify what kind or type or brand or anything, and he put the white glue on the surface of the wing. Then he formed the sheeting over the top of it, and then lifted it and took it off and let everything dry. And this is kind of the cool part. And then he took his iron and once everything dried, and he put it back down where he wanted it, positioned it, and he started heating the wood up to adhere to the to reactivate the glue from the heat, and it quickly adhered it down. So a little bit of time, I can see, I'm not sure how much time, to let the the glue dry, and then but it looked like it worked pretty quick once he got there. He even did it with plywood a little bit to put things down. So I thought I'd experiment a little bit with that, because I've always seen that tactic being used, but I've never used it personally. So let me show you what I got going on over here. I can get it in camera view here. My my tripod is falling apart. I need to get a new one. There we go. How's that? Okay, that's pretty close. So what I did here is I got a scrap piece of stick. It's scrap because it's got a huge bend in it. And I got 3 test pieces here. This is 1/8 inch balsa wood. And I got 3 different types of glue. We got Elmers. Now this is white glue, even though it's purple. Wife said it dries clear, and it's white glue. So okay, we'll try that, and then we're gonna try Tite bond with the same thing, and then for comparison's sakes, we're gonna do CA to see. And then once I get all this done and all this glued up, we're gonna take each piece and we're gonna break it off and see what's the strongest. So anyways, I don't want to break it all this way because I'll just break go cross grain. So I'm going to go with the grain and just glue it down like so. Okay. So let's start with gluing. I'm just going to mark it out like I always do, so I can get the glue where I want it at. I'm assuming not a lot of glue here. Because he was putting it on rather thin and then spreading it with his finger, I noticed. And then should have got a towel. And then we'll do this, and he presses it in there so he gets glue on both sides, and then lets that dry. Of course, it's going to stick to my finger now that I glue on it. So we'll move on to the next piece here. And do Tite bond. I don't want to keep it kind of thin. I do know that the thinner this stuff is, the faster it dries. Okay. Like so. And then of course the CA one is going to be real quick here. I would like to do more of these videos. You guys tell me down in the comments whether or not you would like to see more head-to-head experimentations like this with glues, or anything for that part. So we'll press that into place, and we're going to let all this dry. So I'm going to pause it here. I'll let you know about how much time I let this stuff dry, and then when we come back here in a second. Alright, so it's been about 15 minutes, and everything is dry. So I'm going to plug my iron in, and he said about 150 on the temperature. I'm assuming he meant Celsius. So we'll do about, let's go 164, 327 on the iron, kind of up there. That's what it's marked for anyways. Like I said, this is all dry. Now I did notice that the Elmers white glue here did dry substantially faster than the Tite bond. About 5 minutes. I reached over here and swept it, and it was completely dry. So we're gonna wait for the iron. It's already pretty hot. So let's make sure we get this lined up correctly on here, and that both, you can see the line in there, that's lined up with the stick. I don't know how long to hold this here. This is 1/8 inch, and he was using some stuff that was pretty substantially thinner. This is just scrap that I got out of the bin. Not yet, nothing. It might take a little bit of time for it to get through the wood here. To, you know, what you're doing is, from what he said, is remelting the glue with heat. Still nothing. Should have probably got some thinner wood. But I'm kind of experimenting here, because this would be, if this works out really good, then this might be the way to put the sheeting on the cauldron, on the fuselage, because it's 1/8 inch. And if this works out good on this, then I might try it on foam too, to see if this might be a faster way to sheet the cap. It's pretty warm. Oh, it's stuck. I think I'm going to turn this all the way up, just so it gets down in there. Might need to increase the temperature depending on or decrease, depending on what thickness of wood you have here. And of course, it does that. Okay, this isn't working. It's not, it's a little warm underneath. Yeah. See, it's not Let's try the Tite bond. It's pretty warm. I'm assuming you would probably let this cool off too. Let's go ahead and do this end here. I often wonder if thinner wood would be better. Because, I mean, you're not going to... Normally, you don't sheet with 1/8 inch thick stuff. And I don't even think I'm going to sheet the cauldron piece with 1/8 inch. I'll probably do 1/16. Okay. Well, that seemed to work. Looks like we got a little gap here in the middle. I am putting some downward pressure on it. Okay. Let's try this one more time. I'm watching the timer on the phone here with the record to see how long I'm holding it here. That was a couple minutes. And see, it's not even... It's getting warm, but it's not even softening up. It's still hard. Okay, so that's a fail. I'm going to call that a fail. Even after holding it there for a few seconds, it's not getting gooey like the Tite Bond did. Now let's look at a couple things here. So I'll try to show you that. You can see where the yellow is at, and it did come around the sheeting there a little bit. So let's start with this, and we'll try to see what it looks like when we break this off. Okay, with the CA. This is nice and hard. It's been sitting here for a half an hour. It's well dry. Okay. Okay, so what do we learn from that? Well, it broke pretty easily, but the wood broke. See that? And it's just a little layer, but you can see where that's how far it impregnated the wood, and that's what we're looking for. Let me shut this iron off before I blow it. Get too hot here. We're done with this. Okay, so it brought wood with it, so the glue is stronger than the wood, and that's kind of what you're after. When you use epoxy, then you use half-hour, 30-minute epoxy, it would penetrate the wood a heck of a lot more. Okay, and that's going to give you your strength because the glue's into the wood. So if we did this with epoxy, we'd probably break off 1/8 of an inch of a piece instead of this like 1/16 or whatever that is. Okay, so that's a good joint. Let's see what happened with the Tite Bond. Normally, when I would do the Tite Bond, I would set this up overnight at a minimum 3 to 4 hours dry time, clamp it in place and stuff like that and not let it move. That's how most people use wood glues and stuff. This was far faster. This was about, 15 minutes to do this? So could you see yourself sheeting a wood with Tite Bond in 15 minutes? Probably. Is it going to be a strong joint? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so here, you can barely see it right there on the end, but it did pull wood with it. Is that good enough for sheeting? Probably. Some of it didn't stick. But there you go. Scientific proof of how that would work. That's probably good enough for sheeting. I wouldn't do this if I was putting fusite on deformers. I wouldn't do this. That's not a strong enough joint. The CA is going to be a far more superior joint. Or if I wanted even better than that, more structure, integrity, I would do the Tite bond, and I would let it sit overnight and dry, clamp down in place. So anyways, there's that. That's pretty neat. So anyways, like I said, if you guys want to see, get the camera up here in my face here. I gotta fix this tripod here. I'm working on it. I'm gonna do it here in a minute. But anyways, if you guys want to see more stuff like this, if you want to see some experimentations, or if you have any questions that maybe we haven't thought of, put it down in the comments. I do not mind doing these short little videos like this that kind of teaches a few things. I'm probably going to do a little experimentation with covering and stuff to see what differences we can find there. So monocoat versus ultra coat versus said coverall, painting, stuff like that. So anyways, let me know if you guys would like to see a video of that too. I'm gonna get this edited up real quick and get it off to you guys. So anyways, thanks for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe at the bottom of the video there. I sure do appreciate it.